And you're welcome back to the Pulse. Now this afternoon, there's a push for tighter regulation on cigarette butts disposal. Now, the NGO Vision for Alternative Development, in a statement to mark the World Environment Day, says cigarette butts are actually endangering the environment as well as the human race. So let's speak to Labram Musa, who is the Executive Director for the Programs Directorate there at the VAL. Thank you so much, Labram, for joining us. What exactly are your findings on the issue of cigarette butts as you've discovered? Labram, if you can hear me, you'd have to... Yeah, okay, right. Just go ahead then.
Yeah, sure. I can hear you. Good afternoon to your cherished listeners. So as the world mark World Environment Day, we deem it necessary because the team they just ended World No Tobacco Day was also on the team. Tobacco and the effect that it has on the environment. So it tweets very well, and we felt that we need to also join the global communities, our global partners, and then some media organizations that are also fighting to ensure that our environment is secured for us to live and live, very well. So as you notice, our press release touch on some few aspects. We don't have much of those data in the country, but of course, whatever happens across the globe, as you all know, that
Labram,
we all live in a global village now, so definitely where it's...
Yes, just conclude on the point you're making there.
Yes, so what I'm saying, so whatever happened across the globe, obviously something that impacts, across the globe. So we're very, very much, affected whenever the issue of climate change, affects any part of the world.
And specifically on the issue of regulation, what would you want to see?
Right. So tobacco. I'm sure we've all grown up and we see how we dispose of cigarette butts. So, for instance, we smoke cigarette and in the butt, I'm talking about the residue that normally would come out from at the end of smoking. So we throw them recklessly. There hasn't been any well-defined, an appropriate way of disposing of cigarette butts. And research tells us that it is the most common and the most polluted, the most polluted in the world ever. That is tobacco. So it means that tobacco can be found everywhere in the world, including Ghana. And you bear with me that when we're growing up, we used to see cigarette butts being thrown about, everywhere, indiscriminately. And there hasn't been, there hasn't been any plan or any method or procedure on how we actually dispose of, very much, cigarette butts. Unlike other pollutants like rubbers, at least we know that there are efforts to clean up, those materials. But when it comes to tobacco, that has not been the case. And research is telling us that it's actually causing more damage than we thought. It says that over 8 million, cigarette butts are disposed across the world every year, and these cigarette butts, contains toxic chemicals. Because we are told that about 7,000 chemicals are found in a cigarette smoke or a cigarette that we see around us every time. So once these things are disposed of, on the streets, on our waterways, at the hotels and stuff, once it rains, this is raining now, and the water washes, these, butts straight into our water bodies, affecting aquatic life and then also the life under sea level. So it affects every facet of human endeavor. Research tells us that the industry actually use chemicals, heavy chemicals, because tobacco is not any leaf or any plant. It requires heavy, toxic chemicals to be able to preserve it. So these chemicals, obviously, once it rains, it washes down into the sea. Like I say, it affects aquatic life.
Right.
Now, in the same vein, even the production industry, cut down vast, lands, for the purpose of producing, or planting these these tobacco products. And once they are done, they also cut down trees to be able to burn them, because tobacco actually needs to be burned so that you can be able to preserve the leaf, for it to live longer. So all these things impact negatively on our health and then affect climate change. So we are happy that the team for this for the World Environment Day, is around protecting the environment, and then we are also happy that it also situates very well, because currently and the intersessional meeting in Bonn on climate change is currently about taking off in Bonn, Germany, to discuss how all of us as a community, as a nation, as a global community, can discuss how we can take issue of climate change seriously and take the next level. But currently, we are told that the rate at which the environment is being heated up is unimaginable. We need to reduce and that's what we are emitting into the environment. So here, it goes just beyond the tobacco industry. Also, but it also goes to other industries that continue to pollute the environment, especially the big industries that continue to pollute the environment. So we are calling on world leaders, including our own EPA, to be mindful of the fact that tobacco is also a major risk factor to polluting our environment and also destroying our water bodies.
All right.
So that at least they can also call on the industry, as the tobacco industry, to pay. So that at least they should pay for us to begin to start cleaning the environment and then disposing of waste properly, so that we don't have the destruction we are currently experiencing.
Okay, Labram, thank you for your time here on The Pulse.